This is WPSL Port St. Lucie, the talk of the Treasure Coast.
Views expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of WPSL, but we've been encouraging you all along to like and share this show on your favorite social media and with all your friends and neighbors because it's about caring, the science of caring. Careology with your careologist, the one and only Roxy Brown.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. It's good to say good morning, Cliff. I like instead of good evening.
Yes.
I like that morning.
It's a whole lot more positive than good evening.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Roxy. I'm your host here on Careologist. It is so good to be here again on this Monday morning on WPSL. And those that are tuning in for the first time, those of us who are avid listeners, we just say welcome, and we are so glad to have you. Careology is about doing one thing: giving good, uplifting information here on the Treasure Coast and beyond about what's happening within our neighborhood. And your neighborhood could be here, it could be there, it could be anywhere. We just want to give you bright information, take out all the politics, and just be really uplifting. But if you want to know about Careology is a subsidiary of CareBag, and CareBag's mission is to ensure that everyone has access to proper hygiene. And we do that at our nonprofit for the last 6 years by providing a mobile hygiene unit and mobile shower units for our homeless, and the mobile hygiene units for our families who are in need of essential items that most of us take for granted every year: toilet paper, toothpaste, Depends, diapers, all those little things that you use when you stepped into your bathroom. Many families don't have access to, and that is what we provide at CareBag. And if you'd like to know more about us, go to givecarebag.com and you can find everything about us. If you'd like to support us, if you'd like to show your generosity and making a donation, we are a nonprofit, a 501c3. We could easily send you a receipt, and that is tax deductible. You can talk with your tax person on how you can do that, and we'll be very grateful for that. And some upcoming events we have, I don't know if you know, Cliff, but we have a bridal showcase happening that CareBag is part of the recipient of. And we're really, really excited about that. And it's going to be at the Miles Grant Country Club. And we're just really excited about that. It's just, I think, an amazing. We want to thank Hearts Unfold for making us the recipient. And, you know, if you're a bride, or if you're planning an event, or even if you just you're planning a big party, we're going to have so many vendors out there this weekend that you need to come out and you need to see it. It just doesn't have to be about brides.
No, in fact, we learned about this on last week's show, which, by the way, is getting rave reviews on YouTube because it's got a big historical lesson in it.
Yes.
Something that you didn't even know. You were doing your research and you discovered something amazing.
So did
that
I.
She shared. Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I discovered so much, just about so much, and that's one thing I love about Careology. Not only can I share that information, I learn getting that information to you, and it's just amazing. And we want to keep sharing. We want to keep sharing. But the one thing I want to share about, I'm excited about it because I think it's going to be great. And a lot of the vendors that we're going to be having, we have Design a Sign. We have not only do we have the Martin Downs Country Club, we appreciate them giving us that space. We have Southern Living, Dillard's, Two Men in a Truck. We have Hearts Unfold. We have the Mansions of Tuckahoe. We have DSK. We have Nana's House, Men's Warehouse, Sarah Jane and Company, Allure Photograph, Eclipse Videograph. It is still early in the morning. I'm down on my coffee, people. R. Michelle, Bridal Show and Wedding. It's going to be an exciting event. There's so many more. The Flaglers of Stewart. So, you know, Southern Living at Dillard's. So many vendors are going to be out there. And these are the best of the best. And I'm excited. I'm hoping that I can go ahead. We're going to have volunteers out there, but come on out. Tickets are just $20. And like we said, it's just not for brides. It's for anyone that wants to have a really good event. And we want you to come and share that experience with us. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. And, we're running. It's amazing. I was talking to Janelle this morning. She's like, Roxy, we got vendors calling us. We don't have any, we're deciding we're going to have limited vendors. So we want two of a kind. I think if you have any more, that's too much competition. I think two of any kind, you have a choice. So we're really happy that everyone's coming out wanting to be a part of it. But now we need you in our space, you to come out and you to make it fabulous. And the prizes and raffles, oh my God, Cliff. Absolutely amazing. I wish I could be a bride again just to get it. The goodie bags, the raffles, the prizes they have out from Hearts Unfold is absolutely spectacular. So come on out and be a part of this. It's just going to be an amazing event.
How long's it been since you caught a flying bouquet?
Oh, that was a long time ago.
Oh, my.
A long time ago. And coming up now, August 6th, which is a Sunday, we have our 4th annual Kicking It United. This is our back-to-school event where we give book bags, we give free haircuts for the boys, haircut styles for the girls. But this year, we're adding another little twist. What we're going to be doing is giving hygiene packs to every kid that's coming. So each pack is going to have, if you're under the toddler age, you're going to have kids toothbrush, kids toothpaste, you're going to have soap. On the bigger kids are going to have toothpaste, soap, toothbrush, deodorant for male and female. And those are some of the little things they're going to get to go back to school. I believe everyone needs just a straight playing field with everyone else. No one should be bullied over hygiene. No one should be bullied over not having what you need to go to school. And we're happy to do this. And we have a lot of businesses. We have Anytime Fitness right here in Fort Pierce that is going to be doing a big big donation drive for us. So we're very thankful for them. And we just want to just put it out there. We are community based, and it's the community involvement that makes CareBag we're able to do what we can do. And we're very happy about that. And then we have a community baby shower coming up October 14th, and we're going to be able to tell you more about that. But this weekend is the Bridal Show Expo, which we're very happy about. And then August 6th, a couple months right around the corner, we have our Kicking It United Back to School Free Haircuts event. So keep that in your mind if you'd like to volunteer, if you'd like to donate to our children in our community. That's open to any school-age child to come in. And school starts that Wednesday and Thursday. So these kids are going to have nice, fresh haircuts going right into school. And I think that's absolutely fabulous. We did it the first, second, third year, and my heart was just overjoyed with the students, the teachers that we see getting our service. We really love that. And it makes you feel good. So I'm very happy about that. But Cliff, I thought about, I'm going to just go right into the show. I thought about Father's Day coming, and this Father's Day happened to be my dad's memorial. And I was sitting and just thinking about him, and I was like, wow, you know what? I had such a great dad that was just present. And I remember my dad looking at my brothers and saying, when you become fathers, make sure you are present. A father in a household is a father to a child is so important. And you know me, those that know me, or those that are learning to know me, I started to do my research. And I saw something that made my heart break. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do the show about this. Single motherhood has grown so common in America that today 80% of single parent families are headed by single mothers. A third live in poverty. I know this is radio, so we can't take a silent moment, but when I read this, I was like, that is so disturbing. 80% of single parent families are headed by single mothers, and a third live in poverty. So my hat off to the single moms that are raising brilliant men and women, to come into our society. But now we have to look at it another way. once largely limited, to poor women and minorities, single motherhood is now becoming the normal. And I don't think we should look at single motherhood as becoming the normal, because we need to know that the presence of a father is very, very important. And somebody might say, well, Roxy, why do fathers play an important role in a child's development? My answer is going to be to you, on average, children whose father is actively involved tend to have less problems in school. They achieve better, their behavior, social interaction, and children whose father is not actively involved in their life end up having a lot of these problems. So when my dad used to enter the room and we did something we probably weren't supposed to, and he gave us a look or the bass in his voice, Cliff, it was a look.
Yeah.
It was.
I remember those.
It was just a look, and we just got at attention. I was talking to my brother, and we just stood at attention. It was something about a father's presence that you just stood at attention, and you were like, "Whoa, Dad is here," and everything just halted and stopped, and your mom could just go on with what she was going to. And why do fathers play an important role in the development? You have to understand that on average, children's father who's actively involved in their lives, they have less problems because the dad is there. The mom can do what she has to do. The mom can nurture. The father can teach. It doesn't matter if you're a boy or girl. You learn things from your dad that you cannot necessarily learn from your mom. And I don't care who you are, how many children you've raised, that is a fact. That's a fact. Moms could only teach but so much. A father can teach certain things. And when you don't have that father present in your life, you miss out on that. And I have some great friends that are single moms, and they do an amazing job. But when we really sit down with a glass of wine and we're really talking, they say it. There's certain things they just can't do. They miss that interaction, especially if you have boys. Not even especially you have boys or girls. You miss that because there's certain things I got from my dad that my mom could have never, ever taught me. And I know young people are missing that as they grow up. And if we have in our society 80% of mothers are raising children, what happens to them? We have only 20% that are going to do very good. No, that's not the case, because a lot of mothers raise good children. But what happens to a girl knowing how to get that respect and love that shown from a father? Because you're a grandfather, Cliff. You're a dad. You raise girls. So how did you see, your situation with your daughters growing up?
Well, I kind of saw it as the other side of this, where the single parent's the father.
Uh-huh.
And that was my case over a number of years. And I wonder what the statistics are on that, because both parents are
Yeah.
ultimately important to the child.
And they say right now, so 4 out of 10 children were born to unwed mothers. Nearly 2/3 were born to mothers under the age of 30. Today, 1 in 5 children under the age of 18, that's a total of 15.7 million, are being raised without a father. Now, you have 14% that are fathers raising children without a mother. But it goes both ways. So even if you have a father raising children, the mother is still missing. So you're still missing something from the mother. But the point is 80% of mothers are raising children without a father. And this is the Census Bureau. Out of 10 million single parent families with children under the age of 18, that's almost 80% were headed by a single mother. A third lived in poverty. So not only do you have to raise them, but you're raising them on a shoestring budget. You're raising them, struggling to get by. So what do we, how can we go ahead and help this? A lot of this comes from marriage and divorce in the United States. Despite popular opinion in the United States, half of all marriages end in divorce. The divorce rate, they said, has fallen significantly since 1992, which also means decreasing since the 1990s. It's still higher than anything else, but half of all marriages may not end in divorce, but it does seem that fewer people are choosing to get married in the first place. So a lot of people aren't going to get married. So that means if you're not getting married and you're having children and something happens, it's easy for you to just break up. That's it right there. I have a lot of friends that are not going to get married.
Wow. You see a lot of that out there today.
Actually, I think we're seeing a little bit too much out there. But we're going to just go back to, I just want to touch on, I was talking to someone this morning, and we were talking about, she had a friend, and, the parents are divorced, but the father was always present. And every moment she was saying he had a moment that he can get his child. He can pick up his child, he can do. And I talked about, someone I know, and he has a lot of kids, but he's always present in his children's lives. Always there, moved state so he can be closer. He can get in his car and just zip across anytime he wants to see them. And I think it makes such a difference when that father is going up and beyond what they have to do to be present in their children's lives. You can see the difference. You can see the difference even in grandparents. When you have grandfathers, they make such I watch a grandbaby, and I watch when my husband is there, even either it's over the phone or he's walking in the house. It makes such a difference in a child's life to have a male figure. That is so important. And I know a lot of women, if they're listening, they're rolling their eyes, but we have to really understand dads make a difference. And when you take dads out that picture, some want to come out that picture, and for those that want to come out that picture, shame on you. You need to get back in, because it's important for you to get back in. That it's so important for you to have that child in your life. And, fathers just do so many things. We have a break that we have to go on in a few minutes, Cliff?
Oh, anytime you want to take them.
Well, we're going to take a break, and we're going to come back and talk about what fathers and the emotional development that they have. So we're going to be back. This show is just really low-key today. We really want to pay homage to our dads and show how important they are in our lives. And this is Roxy with Careology, and we'll be back after this message.
And you notice we haven't used the phrase child support yet on
No.
the show. But hey, this is The Science of Caring, Careology from CareBag, and we'll be right back.
Bring a bride, bring a groom, bring a friend. We're excited to host Planning in Paradise 2023 on Sunday, July 2nd, 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Martin Downs Country Club in Palm City, Florida. If you are planning a wedding or special event, you do not want to miss this amazing expo. There's a fantastic lineup of the best specialists the Treasure Coast has to offer for all your wedding and event needs. Tickets and information, call 772-837-7051. Visit us at heartsunfoldevents.com or email us at expo@heartsunfoldevents.com. Remember, the phone number is 772-837-7051. Join us for the best raffles and prizes. We'd love to see you there. We can't wait to plan with you at our Bridal Show and Wedding Planning Expo on July 2nd.
Hi, this is Roxy from Careology, and I am excited about August 6th is our back to school event. Free haircuts, braids for girls for back to school. It's going to be a fabulous event. This event, we are giving away hygiene packs. Our hygiene packs, we want to include 1 toothbrush, 1 pack of toothpaste, and deodorant. We're looking for donations. We've had over 200 kids last year. I know we're going to have more. Please help us reach this goal. You can call us at 772-222-7399. Thank you.
This is WPSL Port St. Lucie.
We now return to Careology, the Science of Caring, with your careologist, Roxy Brown.
Welcome back, and those that in the sound of my voice, we are happy to have you. And if this is your first time tuning into us, Careology has moved from Tuesday to Monday and Monday morning, and that's just making me feel bright and chipper every Monday morning, Cliff.
You get more response to this new time?
You know what? Yes, I have, and we're still able to keep our listeners that we had on Tuesday at 6:00. Jet, I'm seeing a couple people on here. Hello, Jet. Hello, Janelle, and other people that I can't see that have just called in. So and then we have new listeners. So those that are tuning in and listening, we hope that you're enjoying the show. We try and talk about things that matter. Take out the politics and everything and just talk about things that really matter and people need to know. And I know this is a low-key show that I'm doing today, but I just thought it was so important to go ahead and to talk about the fathers that we have in our lives and the reason why fathers play such an important role in our development. And, we have big brothers, big sisters, and I was just looking at different things that we are having that in our community that help. We have so many mentors, and we have a lot of father mentors that go ahead and they deal with different organizations to go ahead and help children just be the best that they can be. And because of that lets you know how important our fathers are needed. And we have a lot of fathers that are not present due to death, due to crime, due to prison. We understand that. But we also have fathers who are not present because they don't want to be. And I think that's a shame because your children are really, really missing out on that.
We get some that don't mind helping out a little bit with like big brothers, big sisters.
And that's a great thing. When you have men and women, especially men, that are willing to step up in the role to go ahead and mentor children that are not theirs so they can be better men in society and better young women in society, I think that speaks a lot of their character. And the fact that they can do that, we welcome that and we say thank you. Fathers bring a lot of emotional development. So I'm going to talk on my personal level. My father showed me how a man should treat a young lady. That's what my dad showed me. My dad never hit me. My dad never beat me. He never punished me because he said no man should ever put their hand on you. So on a personal level, that's what I learned from my dad. What you should see a man. He said a man's shoes should always be clean and shiny. His shoes were always polished and shiny. Those are little things. Even though he's been gone 11 years, those are little things I still remember about him. So that's the emotional development and the relationship that I had. I had a very good relationship with my dad. As far as I'm concerned, I had the best dad ever. Some people might disagree, but that's okay. We're okay with that. But fathers like mothers, they're very much pillars in a child's development and well-being. And children look to their fathers to lay down that law and to enforce it. Your mothers are the nurturing, loving type. Your father puts down the law and they enforce it. And we look for that. We look for that to feel that security. When daddy's there, everything's going to be okay. And when not only is it going to be okay, you have that physical and you have that emotional support. And children want to make their fathers proud, and they want their fathers to be involved in everything that they go ahead and do. So, studies have shown that when fathers are affectionate and supportive, it greatly affects the child's social development, and it instills an overall sense of well-being and self-confidence. And that's what a father brings. You have that mother that's that nurturing, loving type. So you have the feminine and you have the masculine. Those are the two things, and when you merge that together, you have a whole child.
Yeah, balance.
And that's that balance that you need. And when you don't have that balance, that child doesn't know how to bring that on. Not unless you have a grandfather or uncle in the home. If you have an uncle, if you have a big brother, or if you have, another masculine individual that is bringing that into the home, then that child is going to get some of it. They're not going to get all of it, Cliff, because it's not the dad. But at least they're going to have, I like that word that you use, that balance, because you need that. And like I said, I'm going to put it out there again. There is nothing wrong. I have a lot of friends that are single moms, and not by choice. they tell me, Roxy, this was not my choice to be doing this alone, and they're doing the best that they can. So this goes out to all the dads who may be listening, and you may have children that you're not involved in their life. This is the point where you need to get off the couch, get off the chair, pull up your big boy pants and put on those big boots, shoes, whatever you put on, and make a call. Be present, because I could not understand if I did not have my dad in my life. I don't know what would have happened or how I would have turned out.
When a child loses a parent to something like this, they're always unable to understand what's really going on, and they often blame it on themselves.
Yes.
Go through a lot of guilt. And they say, "What did I do?" But that's not always the case, and missing parents need to be able. It doesn't matter what happens, no matter what you might try to talk the child out of needing that parent. That'll never happen, because that child will always be bonded to that parent.
And not only that, you have to be careful. I hear a lot of moms, even dads, badmouth the next parent. And what you have to understand, when that child, I've seen a child turn 18 and move right into the next parent's house because they have bad mouth and they have said so much negativity, but they're not getting that from that other parent. So you have to be careful of what you're saying, because not what you do now, you've paved the way for that child either to hate or for them to just run into the arms of the next person. The same way you're not going to want anyone to talk about you, don't do it to them. I think that is such a detriment to so many children, that you are just mothers and fathers, you are just so petty within yourself. And that's the word. I have another word, but we can't use it. You're so petty within yourself, and you're so shallow-minded, you can't get over the next person, so you belittle that mother, you belittle that father to that child, and the only thing that shows is that the hate you have for yourself, that you don't love your child enough to go ahead and say, you know what, despite what me and dad might have going on, we love you, that's your father, and this is what we're gonna do. And I see so many parents do this, and it's just sad. It's just really, really sad that when we see this. So the next thing we have to do is fathers set the bar for relationships with others. And that's what I was talking about. Fathers influence how your relationships set up when you grow. And that is so important for your friends, your spouse, anything that you're going to do in your life. Your father sets that bar, so you make your decisions based on the love and just the enrichment that you got from your father. And I think a lot of people don't even realize that. Fathers and their sons, you have, unlike girls, many go ahead and model their relationship of what they had with their father. So girls model who they date, who they're going to marry, basically on the relationships they had with their father. And boys now model that with the relationship they had with their mother and their father. Their mother teaches them what they're looking for in a spouse or in a girlfriend. And a father teaches them how I'm going to treat that person. And if that is not there, girls don't know what to look for. We see a lot of girls that are running around, their head is between their legs, they just don't know what they're doing. You have boys making the worst decisions. And 9 times out of 10, if you sit and talk to them, there was no father in the home to go ahead and guide them, to have a conversation with. And this spills over. And if we have 80% of single moms that are raising, what does that tell us about the next generation that we have coming up? That is a really big question that we need to be asking ourselves. What is going to happen to our generations coming up that are being raised by single moms or single dads?
There will be issues, I'm sure.
I think we already got a lot of these issues. A lot of the school shootings, a lot of things we have going on, they're just going to escalate. And it happens from the home. It happens to making good decisions and working out, if you're not going to be together, what are you going to be together for your child? I think that's a very good question to go ahead and talk about. So, today we don't want to forget that your dad If your dad is around, call him and tell him, you know what, I love you. I love you, Dad. Let's spend some time together. Let's do what we have to do that we can go ahead and you can form that relationship. If you're a mom and your child is young that they can't make that call for them. You know, Dad, how much time? Let's spend more time together. Why don't you? We're going to call them Johnny and Sue. You know, are you going to take Johnny and Sue out, spend that quality time so that child can know that you're present in their life because it makes a really, really big difference. And we want to, we want to open that. We want to set the bar high so these children in our community, these children for our future can have something to look forward to, So how was your relationship with your dad, Cliff?
Oh, he wasn't much of a talker. He was a quiet guy.
Yeah.
But we always knew that he was thinking because one of the things that we realized about him was even when we were real young, the people that don't talk very much, they're thinking real hard.
Oh, yeah.
And they've always got a plan going. And when we were worried about something, we didn't need the explanation of every little thing that goes on. We just kind of trusted that, well, Mom and Dad know what's going on, and they're handling it.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But then when you get older, like I am now, you think of all those conversations that you never had, those questions that you still have that you'll never get to ask. And that's why Father's Day comes your way, because you can remember, because there were a lot of good dads out there. Unfortunately, there are a lot of what they call deadbeat dads now.
Oh, yes, they are.
But don't forget, there are also not as many, but there are mothers too that are out there on the run. Mm-hmm. And we gotta remember that it's the kids that count here. It's not how somebody feels about what they're doing. Because, well, the fathers that aren't present, they're not thinking about what they're doing. They're doing what they're going to do. And the same with the moms that are out there missing. Mm-hmm. Not as many as there are guys, though.
Yeah.
And the importance of having a father in the family, in the household.
A father in the family is more important. Not only do you need them to be good mentors, you need them to be good listeners, like you said. They bring a different type of play. Yeah. When they play with children, when dads play with kids, it's much different than when a mom plays. And they're loving. They don't need to hide their emotions from their child. They need to be loving. And I think when you put all of that together, I think that is when you put all those components together, that is what kind of makes a really good dad. And we want to, like you said, we're not going to talk about child support. That's a whole nother thing. I believe, well, let's talk about it. I believe that when you have to go ahead and place child support on someone, you're not making them be a dad. They're not, just because you give money does not make them a dad.
You can't throw money at a kid and make them happy.
Just because, and for anyone that's saying, oh, I'm looking after my kid, I'm giving money. No, anybody can give your kid money. Oh, yeah. Anybody can give money. It's this emotion. We're talking about the emotional support of being a dad. And that means giving a hug. That means, making a joke with them, playing with them, being a good listener, being a good mentor. That means being present. A dad means being present. A check is not present. That's what you have to understand. A check is not present. Picking up the phone, how you doing? And I think what we need to do on the relationship level, there's so many women that are bitter. I know a lot of them are going to be like, oh, Roxy, you went there. I have to go there. A lot of women are so bitter against men, they don't even want to see them. And because of that, they go ahead and make it hard for a child to now have a relationship with that father, because they are so bitter. Right. And I think when you do that, you destroy that child. You as a mother are destroying anything that child might be able to have with their father. And if you're that type of woman and you're doing that to the child, shame on you. That this father's not doing anything. Maybe he's not doing anything because he doesn't feel present in that child's life, even though he should be looking after his child, which you are 100%. But the question is, are you making it easier or are you making it harder for him? That's the questions that we have right there. Are you making it easier or are you making it harder? If a father wants to be present, And only thing he's going to hear is that arguing, you're not doing this, I don't want this child around this person or that person. You're depriving that child of his father. Whatever the father does, whoever he's with, has nothing to do with his time with his child. And I think we make a big mistake with that. I see so many do that, and we need to stop, because it's important that children are around their father. And for the mothers that are blocking it, you take away from that. I really think so. I see it, and I talk to a lot of my friends, why are you doing this? Well, he hurt me. If he hurt you, that still has nothing to do with the child. Get over it. That's what I'm going to say. Get over it. It has nothing to do with the child. Learn to love that child and let that child have a relationship with their father. That's important.
Well, if they get weekend visitation, for example, don't miss
don't
those.
block it.
Don't
block it and don't
up.
miss it. Show up. Yeah, it's like it goes on both ends. Don't block it that you take it away from him or her, and don't miss it because something better came up. Your child should be your number one first priority as a father.
They eagerly wait for you to arrive all day, and if you're not going to show up at all, they don't know that. They'll wait very patiently as they can all day long. It's very sad.
And that is sad. I think that's more than sad. Imagine a child waiting on you and you're not, and you don't show up. Just imagine that happening. I just think that's so sad. But I just want to go ahead and thank our sponsors again, Treasure Coast Lexus and St. Lucie Jewelry and Coins. We so much appreciate you being our sponsors coming into our new year, our next level, Cliff. I can't believe how long it's been. I can't believe it's going. We're going on 3 years now.
Yeah, 3 but
3 years.
Carebag's been around for
6
like
years.
6 and a half.
Carebag's been going on 7.
Yeah,
it'll be 7 by the time January hits. It'll be 7 years old, and we are just excited about that.
As a child would say, 6 and a half.
6 and a half, yes. But to our sponsors that are coming on in Careology, that we can bring this information out to the masses and the publics and so many people. We're very, very, very happy about that. And we have, if you've been hearing our ads, we have our Bridal Expo coming up. We go ahead and we have our Kicking It United coming up, and we want people to take note. We want people to get involved, and we're looking for volunteers. So we're going to be right back after this message, and I have some good info to throw at you right before we leave. So we will be back, Cliff.
I'll put my baseball glove on and ready to catch. All right. You're listening to Careology, the science of caring, and we shall return.
St. Lucie Jewelry and Coins. I want to tell you all thank you for voting us number 1 again. Best jewelry and coin dealer, best gold and silver buyer, and best jewelry store in Port St. Lucie, Fort Pierce, and Vero Beach. Year after year, you voted us number 1. Have you been wondering what your valuables are worth? Bring them in. We'll tell you, and we'll pay you top dollar. Why sell to us? Because we buy your jewelry as jewelry, not scrap. And we resell everything on our international auction platform and in our local stores. The demand has never been higher for fine jewelry, signed jewelry pieces, coins, coin collections, paper money, Rolex and all luxury watches, and even designer purses. Free confidential appraisals and house calls available. We've moved across the parking lot, but still on US 1 and Walton Road in Publix Plaza. Google us and then come see us last.
Hi, this is Roxy from Careology, and I just want to talk about volunteering. Volunteers don't necessarily have the time, but they have the heart. It takes courage and dedication to offer your time and skills to help out a cause that is a noble act that deserves recognition. Volunteering is a great way to make a difference in our community, and CareBag needs your help. We are looking for dedicated volunteers. So please get a pen, get a paper, and take down this number. It's 772-222-7399. Call us and let us know you're interested. We are looking for volunteers for the evening hours between 5 and 8 p.m. to go to our soup kitchens with our new mobile hygiene pantry. I look forward to hearing from every one of you. And remember, volunteers don't necessarily have the time, but they have the heart. Thank you.
This is WPSL Port St. Lucie.
And this is Careology, the science of caring. Once again, here's your favorite careologist, the one and only Roxy Brown.
Your favorite careologist, I'm your only.
The only, yeah. I don't think there's ever been a careologist before this. This is a first.
I'm loving that.
Yeah.
I'm loving that. I'm loving that.
Somebody has to say something because we keep on having to talk about certain things that are very uncomfortable to talk about. But we need to get out in the open and just have discussion, and that's what the show's all about.
Well, you are 100% right, Cliff. And we are back, and we are talking about fathers, how important fathers are in our society, and how that number is dwindling. It takes a mother and father to make a child. And if we have 80% of households being run by single moms, I would like to know, where are those 80% of those fathers? Why aren't they taking an active role into their child's life? To me, that's important. But I want to discuss with you, it's sad in a way. I don't know about you, Cliff, but talking about these numbers, it's really sad to know how many children are just missing their dad over circumstances that has nothing to do with them, and how we as a society can make that better. That's something that's very important. And one of the things we need to realize, there is a difference between being a dad versus a father. And we've been talking about the fathers that are missing, but it's the dads that we want. Anyone can be a father. I always used to say anybody can be a father, anybody can be a sperm donor, but it takes a lot, and it takes a real man to be a dad. And any man can become a father, but it takes someone special to be a dad. This particular quote, along with several other statements and jokes, let people feel different about the definition of a father and a dad. It seems that too many people, the word father has more of a formal connotation, while the word dad is warm and loving. Knowing the difference is a key to being a parent that you truly want to be. And there is a difference. When you have dad, when I think of the word dad, I immediately think I see my dad. I see my father the minute I say the word dad, because I see love, I see caring, I just see everything that encompasses what you want in a father. And there is a big difference, and we just need to figure out what can we do in our society, in our community, to help bring fathers together with their children. I know that Children's Services Council, one of our good friends there, he has something that goes with fathers. I want to bring him back on so he can talk about the role that the fathers play and what he's doing to bring dads together. And I think that's important. I think that's something I see a lot of single moms coming into my office on Thursdays, wanting diapers with the babies, and we're talking to them, where's the dad? He's locked up, he's in jail, he's dead, he's not around. Why is that? Being dead, being in jail, okay, that we can't really do too much with that.
Substance abuse, alcoholism, things like that, major distractions when it comes to you and your family. When you're raising your family, you don't need extra problems. There'll be plenty of problems without.
But not only that, children already have a lot of problems, and when you bring all of that mixture in, it just makes for a really bad recipe. Children already have it rough, and you bring that in. Why can't we do better for our children in our community? That's a question. Why can't we do better? Why are our children the only one to suffer? I told someone a running joke that I'm going to start giving out condoms, because I think we need to stop. You know, I think some people just need to stop having children. Yeah, I said it, but it's okay. A lot of you are shaking your head and you're agreeing with me because nobody ever said it. Some people just need to stop having children.
Maybe they ought to put a tourniquet on. No, never mind.
No, we're not going to go there. Some people really need to start. We're being honest. On this show, we're being really honest. So we need to really, some people need to just not have children or stop having children. If you can't take and nurture them and bring them up into society in a way that they can be productive, you need to stop. Because the only thing you're doing is not only are you burdening society with your child, but you're burdening that child with having to come in and not have the nurturing home that they're supposed to have. And I don't think, you have to, when you look at it that way, oh, I make a whole lot of sense now when I said it that way. A child needs to be nurtured. A child needs to be loved. A child needs to be shown both sides, of the mom and of the dad. And when we don't have that and we keep bringing them in, I met a young lady the other day, and not in my office, and we were talking, and she was like, me and my husband feel like we should just replenish the earth. And I'm like, and when I looked at her, I said, replenish the earth with what? She said, oh, we're just having children and children. My first thing was, can you take care of them? Children are expensive. It's almost $400,000 per child to look after a child. That doesn't include if you put them in private school. That doesn't include. Yeah, that's how expensive it is. No, it doesn't. So my first thing is, can you afford? Are you having that child now to be a burden on society? Are you having that child to be a burden on everyone else? We keep it real here. For those that are just listening on Careology, we keep it real. Yes, we run a nonprofit and we help families, that are in distress, families that need essential items. But we have to break it down and we have to be really, really honest with ourselves. When we're bringing a child into this world, what reasons are we bringing them in? I hear some people tell me replenish the earth. And when I hear that, I scratch my head and I said, really? No. And if you can't afford them, no, don't do that. Because you're making them now a product of a burden on society. Because everyone else now has to help you take care of that child when you can't take care of it for yourself. And that's something we want to look into. But that we digress from our topic, but having a father in the home is important. Cliff, I see your brain moving.
Well, it's a profound sadness involved in all this kind of thing. It's really hard to it's hard to talk about because you see this every day, and you know what the answer is that people just need to be a little bit more responsible for their own.
Yes.
Especially their own.
Yes.
Family is everything. Our children will argue. We always tell the little siblings, the little brothers and sisters, that you brothers and sisters, you need to back each other up because you're going to need each other to back yourselves up one day. And you don't want to be enemies with each other. And when the balance is off, when there's not a balance of the parents raising the child, then it takes a village because of the overburden on everybody. The grandmas and grandpas, the aunts and the uncles, and those who will be kind enough to help out. But the best of all would be if the parents would just kind of try to straighten up a little bit.
That's it, I think. And what you have to understand also, Cliff, is that children duplicate what they see their parents do. Yeah. And I tell people it's called a generational curse, that from your great-grandparents, your grandparents, your mom, your dad, and you keep doing and duplicating and repeating what you see everyone does. So if you see your mama doing it, your grandmother doing it, your mom doing it, you're going to do it because being a single mom is all you saw and is all you know.
Remember, what you do in moderation, your children will do in excess.
Yes.
And that works backwards too.
Yes, it does. And if we're seeing these numbers of 80% single moms right now, what is that going to tell us in another 20 years?
Wow.
Or less than 20 years, 18 years? Because children are having kids from 18, some are younger than 18. But let's put it at 18 years, 19 years. Yeah. In 19 years, what are we going to see?
We're going to see a whole lot more what we're seeing right now.
And it's actually going to be worse.
Yeah.
It's actually going to be worse. So, you have a friend that's a father, someone that's a father, you yourself as a father. Play that important role in your child's development. That's what we need to do. Go ahead and help them see you being in that child's life. They're going to see fewer problems. They're going to see school success. They're going to see improvement in behavior. They're going to see improvement in social interaction. And children are going to go ahead, whose father is present, are going to be involved in their life. And when they have children, they're going, as male figures, they're going to want to be involved in their life, and that's what we want. This show was about Father's Day past, but it was about letting the other fathers know, or letting everyone listening has someone they know that's a father that's not doing what they got to do. We all have a friend that's a dad that's not doing what they got to do. Let's encourage them to go ahead and say, let's do something.
Yeah, in fact, you can get with your friends and encourage them to get with your kids, and they'll get with their kids, and you can all do something together.
Yeah, it's not throwing rocks, it's not blaming anyone. We just want to go ahead and encourage anyone that if you are a dad, go beyond. They're the ones who go above and beyond for their families and are considerate on how people feel and what they may need. They take initiative and they don't give up even if something doesn't work out for them. They try again. A good dad is involved in family life and regularly shows up and shows gratitude.
Family activities create memories. You create memories every day. You get out there and create some good ones, because we really need to catch up out there.
I know our time is short. How many minutes I got, Cliff?
Oh, less than 2. We're just talking about actually just a little over 1 minute left.
So this is the best memory I have with my dad growing up, 13 or 14, is on a Saturday night. I'm from Brooklyn, taking us to White Castle, taking us to the skating rink. And this was our thing to do every Saturday night. And I could bring friends. And this is a memory that I would have forever. And I don't even know how I learned how to skate, because my dad didn't know how to skate. But we had a great time.
One of the things you can do, remember the White Castle burgers? Take your kids and get them a Happy Meal at McDonald's once in a while. We're not using that as a nutritional suggestion.
We're not.
It's the fun involved with the prize.
Yes, it's the process. It's the process.
We had candy-coated popcorn, peanuts, and a prize in Cracker Jacks. And that was good enough for us. Look what we got for the kids today. Do something with the kids.
That's it. Do something with your kids. Make it memorable. Make it something. And that's what we can do. So my name is Roxy, and this is Careology. And this has been a low-key event talking about our father.